when you met Dave Stewart, the way it went, you found a strong bond and an awful lot in common with regard to your taste in music and your ideas of how you should take your careers forward, and began what became a terrific journey.
Yeah, I should say, one hell of a thing. Well, I think the thing was that Dave is an incredibly, he's like a maverick character, you know? I mean, he's incredibly charming and funny with a real twist. I mean, I've never actually met anybody like him. He's a unique one-off. And I felt that I understood him, and I felt that he understood me. And up to that point, to be frank, I never met anybody I felt connected to.
What did you decide that the Eurythmics was going to distinguish the Eurythmics?
I think what happened was that synthesizers were invented so that you could go into a shop and more or less with a simple down payment from a small recording advance afford to buy a synthesizer and a little bit of recording equipment and a little drum machine. Now that's just incredible. That's a real big breakthrough in the music scene. That's what happened in the 80s. That's why all these synthesizer bands came, because all of a sudden it moved from guitar orientated, like rock stuff, punk stuff, into post-punk, new wave, new romantic, whatever all those things were. There's a little stylistic shifts and changes. If I look at it on the one hand, I say, what a pair of useless losers. What a pair of tossers. I mean, forget it, really. Go home. And on the other hand, there's something magical about the story and kind of die hard and beautiful, because we did have a shared dream. We did have a shared vision, and it was musical.
You went solo, and the first song you released on your first, as I understand it, on your first so it was Why. So I suppose you went solo because you wanted to see if you could do it, I presume.
Yes, I did. It wasn't because I thought, now I'm going to have the big career that I have been waiting for. Because I am a diva. I just didn't think, I didn't know if I could write songs by myself, if I could perform alone, you know, and I just really wanted to see if I could. It was some kind of definition, I was trying to redefine something about myself. And I thought, no harm in trying. It's weird. Some songs just come poof, like that, really, really weird. This is what I'm saying about the preparation before the song. Very strange.
Yeah.
Some days I'll go to try to write a song and I'm thinking, I'm rubbish, it's really crap, you know, can't do anything at all. And it's almost like this builds it up and poof, out comes a song.
There's a lot of melancholy on that album.
It's all capital M around me. There's a lot of melancholy. In any case.
Yeah, this is North Europe. Well, it's you, isn't it? But there's also just feel Munch really. And
well, you know, the first time I kind of heard folk music that really made the hairs on the back of my neck stand out. I remember that feeling, you know, there's a kind of certain Scottish ballad and that sensibility of grieving, mourning. There's another kind of pipe music called pibroch. Do you know pibroch?
Yeah,
do you know what that is?
yeah.
It's the kind of music that the piper would come at the end of a battle and grieve, mourn for the warriors that were slain on the field. And it's got this note that is sustained, you know, and then but my father used to play the pipes, so and you got this kind of drone going on. Oh my God, that makes you like this. I know what that is. That's in my bones.
Yeah.
Flamenco, Spanish music, going back, Arabic stuff. It all belongs to the same pot. you know, the great, whatever, the cradle of civilization. It comes from, and it's curious, you know, because what is music at the end of the day? It's a kind of vibrational field. Sound, you know, it's just, we hear things with our ears, but we make an emotional, spiritual, intellectual connection with the stuff, and it means something to
It
us.
also seems to me sometimes to have almost a chemical connection you make. I think it does, it disturbs you into other sorts of activity like no other art does really. I mean, you want to dance, you want to jump up. I mean, that's a very simple
Absolutely.
explanation.
Painting doesn't make you want to dance or cry. Well,
Maybe cry sometimes.
some people cry. But by and large, painting is an aesthetic experience for me. It informs, it's more cerebral, it's more intellectual, it's less emotional for me. I mean, colour is beautiful in shape and form, but music's different.
The album that you released in 2003 called Bear was generally regarded as being extremely autobiographically revealing and exposing and full of pain. And it might be, a question might be, why did you want to put that on the record, as it were?
I didn't think I was being so specific about it, but I was in a lot of pain. Huge, devastating pain. And I was scrabbling out of the rubble of my life, really, in a way.
Was this the marriage?
Well, yes, I mean, definitely. One part of, the biggest part of it, because I'd, you know, like everybody does, everybody who marries and have children, everybody has the dream and they try to make things work, and I think everybody, it's a terrible shock for everyone when they sort of realise that it's not tenable, that this is something, I've experienced it now. I have tremendous empathy for anybody that's gone through divorce with children, because everyone's different, I know everything is unique, but for me it was absolutely devastating, and for all kinds of reasons. And in a way, making music was one way to stop myself disappearing.
What do you mean, stop yourself disappearing? I'm just interested.
Stop myself disappearing in the sense that I think, I won't say that I lost the will to live, but it was very, very difficult to know how to function, you know. I mean, in a way, it was like a ladder that could get me out. Music making was like a ladder that could help to get me out of the hole that I was in, which was pretty despairing, to be frank. And creating something gave me a structure, a focus. And I guess I was expressing a very dark thing, but, you know, it wasn't intended to be specifically, this is about divorce. It wasn't. It was non-specifically about divorce. It was just that that was what I was going through at the time, but it was huge. It was really huge.
You've called your new album Songs of Mass Destruction, which is a pretty straight left of a title. I mean, it's bang.
Yeah, I love that title. I love the title because I get to say a lot of things in that title, you know? There's a lot of things I'm referring to, and it's all summed up. Obviously, the excuse that we were fed, the lie that we were given to enter into Iraq as a supposed, you know, solution to terrorism perhaps, or whatever. And I just think it was a massive betrayal. And I think we were just led, British people, led down Swanee, frankly. Extraordinary. We'll just go to war now. Do those children who live in developing countries, do they have a future? I mean, they're scrabbling just about trying to get a bite to eat. And they live in filthy hovels with no clean running water, no proper medical care, no proper nourishment. It's just like, oh, we thought we'd done away with slavery back then in the day. We still got slavery, it's still going on. Sex trafficking, everything. It's like, to me, there is great beauty in the natural world, you know. We have nobility, there's wonderful things, but by and large, the human race stinks. Sorry, that's really how I feel about it.